What's good, YouTube? Welcome back, guys. Look, I want to be blunt in this video. I did say I'm going to make more of these videos than the previous one, and this is very important. I don't think I shared this with you guys ever. I did say I'm going to share more personal stuff going forward on this channel and try to inspire you. But today, before I begin with the inspiration, I want to just work on a defense for you guys. A defense I didn't have in this kind of in my career now. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years, and you know, 9 years were fine, right? I never had anxiety, I never had panic attacks. I was on top of things. Then suddenly one night I wake up with a panic attack, right? And anxiety, and for a whole year I've had an anxiety disorder that comes and goes, right? And I had this panic attack one night. I woke up in the middle of the night shaking and my heart beating, and I was thinking, well, what happened here? What? I was fine. I wasn't stressing. I wasn't overthinking. I was fine. And I couldn't sleep after that for 3 nights. The hospital, they had to inject me with something to make me sleep because I couldn't sleep, because my body was in shock after this panic attack. And then an anxiety disorder kicked in after, and that lasted a year. Actually, till today, I'm working on managing that. And I never had that in my life, not once, guys. And of course, you know, I manage it. It comes and goes every now and then. Now, what I'm telling you here, guys, it's personal, right? And I'm not a guy who shakes. This anxiety, attack comes in, guys, without even you being able to manage it. And the problem is, I wasn't sure of why that happened till now, looking back at it. And I can tell you guys, the average mind of a 9-to-5 worker it's clear, right? The only thing they stress about is work, toxic environments. Maybe they overthink whether they're going to get fired or not. But an entrepreneur is constantly is working, because you're in charge of your business, especially in the trading world. You're always thinking about the negatives. You're always thinking about the what ifs. And I noticed, guys, this is something across the board for everybody watching. You're always thinking negatively about your life. You're always thinking about the worst case scenarios, especially if you have money invested. You're always thinking worst case. And if you diversify too many things, your mind is on everything. And what ends up happening is suddenly you got this pressure put on you that you were responsible for. It was all your fault. You put this pressure on you because you're doing too much. And suddenly you're now overthinking. After stressing yourself, you're now overthinking about the worst case scenarios. Negativity just came into your life. You dragged that negativity in. You allowed it to enter, because our heads, especially men, is constantly thinking about the worst case scenario, because we are dissectors. We're always like it. We like to be ahead of things, right? So now what you just did was stress yourself because you did too many things, and now you have to manage too many things, or look at too many things, or keep an eye on too many things. Number 2, you're now overthinking. You're allowed negativity to enter your life. Now, once you enter a little negative thing in your life, your mind goes nuts. It thinks about everything, every worst. I mean, it's easy for men to think like that, but women, they have it easy a little bit. I'm not saying all women. Some women are literally carrying the house. But, you know, men have problems nobody understands, and we keep it bottled in. But you need a guy like me to come out and share with you my experience so you understand you're not alone. So anyways, you need to stop allowing negativity to control your life. You need to stop, I guess you need to cut out a bunch of garbage that are giving you headaches in your life. And you need to stand your ground. Okay? You cannot, I like a simple life. I like my life to be, wake up, I know what I have to do. And although in the trading world, we're investing large sums and whatnot, and actually that contributed to this anxiety attack. I think I had a huge position open at that time, and I wasn't doing well in it. Now, I eventually turned around, but that's after the damage has been, taken. But I think that as well, thinking about the worst case, like this is going to go, down, I'm going to lose half my money, I'm going to lose all my money, all of that influences how you feel. Psychologically, it messes you up. And then on top of it, some of you smoke, right? Cigarettes. So nicotine also contributes to anxiety. Then you go with alcohol, that even worsens anxiety, right? 2 things that you think are going to relax you end up causing you more anxiety. So, why am I making this video, guys? Because I'm here to tell you, you need to Get your shit together, right? Overthinking, it really messes you up. I mean, today, all I do is show up and ensure that I just do what I can. That's it. I let the chips fall with. When I find myself, and you have to catch yourself doing this, you catch yourself overthinking, you catch yourself thinking about the worst case scenarios, you have to tell yourself, hey, listen, throughout your life, everything has worked out. And it's true, guys. Every worst thing in my life that has happened has been engulfed with time. Every bad has been replaced with good. With time, everything, every time. For example, I made like a 6-figure loss at once, and I ended up recovering that. Right? It took 6 months to recover it, and the loss happened in a week. Right? So everything will be replaced, and that's why I'm not afraid of taking big positions. That's why I'm not afraid of making big trades. That's why I'm not afraid of making bets that most people will shy away from, because I know that I can get it back. But at the same time, you know, I'm in a different position than a lot of people. So when you enter this world of trading, manage your emotions in a way that I just explained. Come to terms with the worst case scenario now so you don't overthink it. You already came to terms with it, right? Before you even enter a trade, before you start a business, understand it's not going to be a straight line. It's ups and downs, fluctuations. Do not add to anxiety. As you get older, all the shit in your life will come and compile eventually. And remember, stress, anxiety, all of that can contribute to diseases, can contribute to a lot of bad things in your life. So do not let it get the best of you, right? Overthinking, really, guys, is something that everybody does, but we need to control it. Some of you will overthink to a point of exhaustion where, you know, and it's irrelevant, because how many times have you overthought something just for it to be nothing after a while, and it becomes very irrelevant. So I think you guys need to control that as well. But control that and you will control your life, because anxiety does control your life. Stress will control your life. Panic attacks will control your life. Overthinking will control your life. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, if you're not healthy, then nothing else makes sense. Nothing else matters. So you have to be healthy, and the only way to be healthy is to manage psychology. Psychology is important. Also, what I ended up doing is also losing a bit of weight. Right, I remember sitting on the couch once, and my belly was pushing against my lung. I had that like 2 years ago, and it was bad. It happens, guys. You know, you gotta eat good as well. You gotta get to the gym. You gotta stop hanging out with losers. You gotta stop taking in loser mentalities and loser mindsets. Especially in the trading world, especially now with you got X and a lot of people saying stuff. I generally just go on X just to see what's happening and then bounce. I don't read comments. I hate reading what people have to say. I don't like reading what poor people have to say, because they're always negative. Sorry, guys. I used to be poor, everybody. But you have to understand, they contribute nothing to society except just garbage. Broke people, 9-to-5ers. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm going to say it like it is. You contribute nothing to society. You have nothing of value to offer. You just, shout out new things that you just heard about that you don't even have a clue what they mean, right? So you got to cut that out, because once you allow negativity to enter here, you're finished. It just spirals down. And that's why I like to work with small people. I like to have a small group of people who are high net worth, because they understand. They're free. They understand the risk. They understand what it takes to be in the financial markets, to make money in the financial markets. You got to understand, guys, fluctuations will happen. It's not going to be a straight line, and you have to come to terms with that. I just wanted to, give you my experience. So if you ever come across this, and by the way, I know a few of you who follow me who reached out specifically for that. You actually reached out for me for that. And you say, Zed, I've had anxiety. I had some of you fly out here, and we ended up doing an ice bucket thing and saunas just to relax. Students. So it's not an easy world you live in, especially as you get older. When you're young, you're not dealing with high stakes. You're dealing with small money, so it's not as difficult. When you're getting anxiety because of work. But later on, it becomes a little tricky, and you need to manage your positions, and especially as a day trader. I gave up day trading because it was difficult for me to see fluctuations when I'm doing large sums. That's why I gave you guys a funded account, because it eliminates all of that. You come to terms with, okay, I'm going to pay this much. If I lose it, if I lost the account, then I've already lost the 6,000. And you come to terms with before you start. Unlike with real money, you're so protective of it. So it's different mentalities. But anyways, guys, hopefully this story helped you. My anxiety, I feel good now, by the way. I try to manage my anger. I try not to shout. I try not to talk too much. I try not to overthink. I try not to look at worst case scenarios. I try not to stress. I've actually cut out a lot of noise from my life, both business world and whatnot. And I've started selling businesses 2 years ago or a year ago as well. So, you know, I've cut out a lot of things that are giving me headaches and giving me problems in my life. And all of that has helped. But, you know, you find yourself being greedy every now and then, and you make big bets and you get anxiety attacks and problems will emerge. So you do have to manage that, and you have to understand your weakness and tackle it immediately. Do not be too late with tackling it. A lot of people, guys, only change course after they've been challenged, whether it's a health scare, whether it's financial problems, whether it's just day-to-day activities, like some big shot decides to, like Conor McGregor, right? He used to be a big-lipped person until he got beat by this other UFC wrestler. So I guess people only change course later on after they're challenged. Don't change too late. That's my advice. Do not change too late. Identify now and manage. Hopefully this helped you guys, this little experience. I appreciate you for watching. Peace and love as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye.